Okay, now recording. All right, so we're just going to review for the final exam the next 3 days. The meetings are not going to be that long. So if you have any questions about anything, be ready to bring them up. Because, all right, so I was able to finish your exams, as you should know. You should have gotten an email back from me about yesterday's exam. Okay, there were 9 questions. There was a bogus 10th question, which everybody got 10. So if you saw me put in the email 10 and said something like free, that means pretend there was a bogus question 10 and everybody got 10 points on it. Okay. You basically don't need the book anymore. So you can just look at the exams. So don't look at this. You can lose it. You can return it if you rented it or whatever. Okay. All you need are the previous exams, of which I'm going to go over 2 a day, yesterday's and exam 1. So this is my game plan. Okay, I didn't send a video for yesterday's exam because I don't have to. I'm doing it today. So today is the video for exam 6. So 2 a day, exam 6 and exam 1. Tomorrow, exams 2 and 3. Thursday, exams 4 and 5. So you say, how do I study for the final exam? Just look at today's video and tomorrow's video and Thursday's video, and that should be good enough. Okay. So reminder, final exam is Monday. Normal starting time 11:10, but you get until 1:40, so 2 hours and 30 minutes, 2.5 hours. Okay, most likely scenario is 20 questions. So we had 6 tests. 6 times 3 is 18. So each test, I'll pick 3 questions, and maybe a couple others from somewhere to have a total of 20 questions. Okay, I don't have to ask the exact same questions, but something similar. You don't have to turn in any homework for the final exam. So we'll just take the final exam and that's it. Okay, you did have to turn in homework for yesterday's test, of course, and the usual rules applied. If you didn't submit at least 70% of the homework, I didn't grade your exam, same as usual. But for the final exam, I'll grade it without submission of homework. There is no homework to submit. Okay, so we're going to end real quickly every day, unless you have questions. So I think today and tomorrow and Thursday, we'll finish before 12, unless you have questions. So normally we break around 12. That's not going to happen. We'll probably finish. And then the rest of the time until 1 o'clock, I'll take questions. But if you have anything, we can leave. Same thing tomorrow, same thing Thursday. And that's it until the final exam. Okay, and again, I'm supposed to say it. I think I already said it, but just in case. I do have office hours during final exam week. So Tuesday the 25th until Friday the 28th, basically 8 to 10 a.m. every day. I'm available by email. I know it's after the final exam. It's weird, but I'm supposed to say it. I'm supposed to hold office hours. So there it is. I said it. I'll try to remember to put it in the Canvas announcements also when I send today's video. Okay, so that's all that we have left, folks. We're getting down to the wire. So anybody with a general question about what's happening? So don't look at the book anymore. You don't need the book. Just look at the exams, and I'll show you the exams. You may have 6 formula sheets. So if you have your formula sheets from the previous exams, just bring them in. And if you want to add stuff to it, you may also. Okay. Any questions before I get started? I'll check the chat. If anybody joins late, go ahead and put that in the chat also. Okay, so review of yesterday's exam. So here are the questions again. You can ignore all my little notes off to the side here, but here's the test again. In case you missed it, you still should have it, hopefully. And all the questions that are there. 7, 8, 9. Again, pretend there was a bogus question number 10, and everybody got the full 10 points on question 10, provided you submitted a legitimate exam. Legitimate exam means you submitted it on time with the homework. Okay, so I believe you can now see all the questions in case you misplaced the exam. And now for the solutions. Okay, so number 1. You didn't have to do it the way I did it, but I'll show you a way. Multiply the second equation by 2. 4x minus y equals 7. Negative 4x plus 6y equals 18. Add them up. X gets eliminated, 5y equals 25, y equals 5. Plug back in to find X. So plugged into here, 4x minus 5 is 7, 4x equals 12, x equals 3. So 3 comma 5. Right. And by the way, I am going quickly through all of these exams because you've seen them all before. In fact, you've looked at all 6 exams intensely, right? So I'm not lecturing as if this is brand new material. I'm just reviewing an exam, so to speak, okay? So that's why it may seem like I'm going fast. Number 2, I multiplied the second equation by -2. Again, you didn't have to do it that way, but this is a way. So leave the first equation alone, multiply this one by -2. -2x squared minus 4y squared equals -44. Add them up, x squared drops out, -3y squared equals -27. Y squared is 9. Y is plus or minus 3. Some of you left out the plus or minus. When you do the square root property, it isn't just, oh, square root, y equals 3. -3 also works. Okay, so you should have plus or minus 3. Okay, then I plug back in y squared is 9. I plug that into here. 2x squared plus 9 equals 17. 2x squared equals 8. X squared equals 4. Divide by 2. So again, by the square root property, x is plus or minus 2. So you have 4 solutions, plus or minus 2 and plus or minus 3. Okay, number 3 should look something like this. You have this shaded region here. X is greater than or equal to 0. Y is greater than or equal to 0. Means you have first quadrant. So you should only consider the first quadrant. Okay, y less than or equal to x plus 5. Here's y equals x plus 5. Arrow is going down. Y is less than or equal to -2x plus 14. Arrow is down here. So the final answer should be the shaded region that we have here. Okay, number 4. Circle centered at 1, 0, radius of 5 is x minus 1 squared plus y squared equals 25. X-intercept means y equals 0. Put a 0 there. X minus 1 squared equals 25. Square root property, take the square root. X minus 1 is plus or minus 5. Add 1. X is 1 plus or minus 5. So that makes x equal to -4 or 6. So the x-intercepts are -4, 0, and 6, 0. You should write them as points. Okay, so these are the ordered pairs. Y-intercept means x is 0. Put a 0 in here. -1 squared is 1. So 1 plus y squared is 25. Y squared is 24. Y is plus or minus radical 24. 24 is 4 times 6. Take out the 4. Plus or minus 2 radical 6. So y-intercepts are 0, comma, plus or minus 2 radical 6. So again, x-intercepts are -4, 0, and 6, 0. Y-intercepts are 0, plus or minus 2 radical 6. Okay, so again, keep in mind, I will pick, say, 3 questions from every exam. And again, they don't have to be the very same question, but questions that are just like these. Okay, number 5, synthetic division should be pretty straightforward. 1, -6, -3. 5 goes here. So 1, 5, -1, -5, -8. So how do I read this? X minus 1 minus 8 over x minus 5. Number 6, use the remainder theorem, which says f of -3 is the remainder that I get upon long division. So -3, 4, -6, 1, -5. 4 comes down, multiply -12. Add -18, multiply 54, 55, multiply -165, -170. So f of -3 is -170, final answer. Okay, 7 should be pretty straightforward. Okay, -1 of multiplicity 2 means I need x plus 1 squared. 1 of multiplicity 1 means x minus 1. And 4 of multiplicity 3, x minus 4 cubed. And that's about it. Can't get much easier than that. Okay, number 8, if you try -1, it works. 9, 18, 11, 2, 9, 9, multiply -9, add 9, multiply -9, add 2, -2, 0. So how do I read this? P of x is x plus 1, 9x squared plus 9x plus 2. Now that it's second degree, I can either do the quadratic formula or factor. It factors into 3x plus 1, 3x plus 2. So the complete factorization is x plus 1, 3x plus 1, 3x plus 2. And the zeros are -1, -1/3, and -2/3. Okay, and finally 9, you're given one solution is 4 plus radical 2i. That automatically means 4 minus radical 2i is a root because the roots come in conjugate pairs. Okay, so that means a factor is x minus parentheses 4 plus radical 2i and x minus parentheses 4 minus radical 2i. Distribute x minus 4 minus radical 2i, x minus 4 plus radical 2i. This is x minus 4 squared minus radical 2 times radical 2 is 2i squared. I squared is -1, so that's the same as plus 2. That's a plus 2 there. So x squared minus 8x plus 16 plus 2. X squared minus 8x plus 18 is a factor. All right, so then we do long division of the original polynomial, 4x to the 4th minus 32x cubed plus 81x squared minus 72x plus 162 divided by x squared minus 8x plus 18. Okay, so I go x squared into 4x to the 4th. That's 4x squared. Now 4x squared times this whole thing is 4x to the 4th minus 32x cubed plus 72x squared. Subtract, cancel, cancel. 9x squared minus 72x plus 162. Then how many times does x squared go into 9x squared plus 9? 9 times all that is 9x squared minus 72x plus 162. Okay, and there's no remainder as there shouldn't be. So the original polynomial is now x squared minus 8x plus 18 times 4x squared plus 9. Set 4x squared plus 9 equal to 0. X squared is -9/4. X is plus or minus the square root of -9/4, which is plus or minus 3/2 I. Okay, so my 4 solutions are 4 plus or minus radical 2i and plus or minus 3/2 I. Okay, so that's it for yesterday's tests. I will do my focus thing real quickly. I'll check the chat and then I'll go back and do exam 1. Okay, so you can just literally look at the video later and just look at the video to study for the final exam. Okay, so you don't need the book anymore. Don't look at the book, don't look at the notes, don't look at the homework. Your quote unquote homework is to just look at the videos to review these exams. And there we go. Okay, so that was yesterday's test. Again, pretend it was a bogus question 10 and everybody got 10 points that submitted a legitimate exam. Let me check the chat. How many questions on the final exam? So about 20, 18, 19, 20, 3 from each test. And that's any other questions? That's that. Okay, so I'm finished with that, folks, and it's not even 11:30. So I'll show you exam 1, and we're probably, unless anybody has any questions, we'll be done in 10, 15 minutes, folks. And same for tomorrow, same for Thursday. Okay. So way back to the first test, exam 1. Okay, you can temporarily ignore all the red stuff. Those are notes from me for getting the solutions. Just look at the black stuff, which is the actual exam. Okay, I think you can see it all there now. All right. So number 1, draw a number line and give the approximate location of 3 pi minus 2. Okay, so you just punch it in your calculator. So 3 pi minus 2, 3 pi minus 2, roughly 7.425, 7.42. So it's between 7 and 8. So I drew myself a number line, 0, there's 8, a little bit to the left of 7.5. So that's that. Number 2, absolute value of x minus 4 is less than 5, means x minus 4 is between -5 and 5. Add 4, add 4, add 4. -1 is less than x, less than 9. So I have the open interval from -1 to 9. So open circles are -1 and 9, shade everything in between. Number 3, solve the equation. The original equation didn't have the red, so 1 over x minus 3 minus 2 over x plus 3 equals 1 over x plus 3, x minus 3. I made myself a little note that x is not allowed to be plus or minus 3, because if you plug in either 3 or negative 3, somewhere you're going to get a 0 in the denominator. Okay, multiply both sides by the common denominator, which is x plus 3, x minus 3, x plus 3, x minus 3, x plus 3, x minus 3. So these all cancel out. The right-hand side is just 1. The left side, if I take these 2 times 1 over x minus 3 cancels out, so you have x plus 3, or 1 times x plus 3. And then this fraction times these two guys, x plus 3 cancels out. I have negative 2 times x minus 3 equals 1. Distribute x plus 3 minus 2x plus 6 equals 1. Clean this up. 3 plus 6 is 9. X minus 2x is negative x. Subtract 9. Negative x equals negative x. Negative 8. Therefore, x is equal to 8. And x equals 8 is okay because I would not be dividing by 0. Okay, 4. Find the distance between 2 points. So I have to use the distance formula. Distance is the square root of x2 minus x1 squared, 5 minus 3 squared, plus negative 21 minus a negative 16 squared. Okay, 5 minus 3 is 2 squared. Negative 21 minus a negative 16 is a negative 5 squared. Square root of 4 plus 25, radical 29. Okay, number 5. As for the intercepts, x-intercept means set y equal to 0. Y-intercept means x equals 0. X squared minus 11x plus 30 factors into x minus 5, x minus 6. So if I plug in x is 0, you get 30, 0 comma 30. Set y equal to 0. You say, where's y? Well, f of x is y. 0 equals x minus 5, x minus 6. That means x equals 5 or x equals 6. So here are my intercepts: 0, 30, 5, 0, and 6, 0. Number 6, give the intercepts. Again, intercepts. X-intercept means plug in y as 0. If I plug in y as 0, it says 3x equals 15, or x is 5. Plug in x equals 0, 3 times 0 is 0. So negative 5y equals 15 means y equals negative 3. So 0, negative 3, 5, 0. Okay, again, if you think I'm going fast, this should all be review. You've seen this before. There's a previous video. So technically you don't need any of this. There was a video, but just to make it more convenient on all of you, I thought I'd make it so you just look at these 3 videos today, tomorrow, and Thursday, and it's all right here. And you've seen it before. And plus, this is being recorded, so you can always look back at the video. You can pause, rewind, fast forward as much as you want. 7, give the center and radius. X squared plus y squared plus 8x minus 6y equals negative 24. Okay, put the x's together. So the x squared and the 8x, put them together, x squared plus 8x. Temporarily ignore the red. Same thing, put the y's together, y squared minus 6y, ignore the red, equals negative 24. Okay, now you complete the square. Take half the coefficient of x and square it. Same thing for y. So half of 8 is 4. 4 squared is 16. So you add 16 to both sides. Do the same thing for y. Take half the coefficient of y. Half of negative 6 is negative 3. Then you square it. Negative 3 squared is 9. So add 9, add 9. This factors into x plus 4 squared. This is y minus 3 squared. And negative 24 plus 16 plus 9 comes out to be 1. Okay, so the center is negative 4, 3, and the radius is 1. Number 8, quadratic formula. 3x squared minus 4x minus 5 equals 0. Pretty straightforward. A is 3, B is negative 4, C is negative 5. So x is negative b, negative 4 is positive 4, plus or minus the square root of b squared. 16 minus 4ac, 4 times 3 times negative 5 over 2a, 2 times 3. This is 16 plus 60, double negative, minus and minus, so it's a plus. 4 times 3 times 5 is 60. 4 plus and minus radical 76, all over 2 times 3 is 6. 76 is 2 times 19. 4 times 19, but square root of 4 is 2 is what I meant. 4 plus or minus square root of 4 times 19 all over 6. Square root of 4 comes outside and changes to a 2. 4 plus or minus 2 radical 19 over 6. Factor out a 2. 2 parentheses 2 plus or minus radical 19 over 6. 2 cancels a 6, leaving me with 3. Final answer, 2 plus or minus radical 19 all over 3. Number 9 asks for the real solutions of the equation, only the reals. Number 9, find the real solutions. So I factor x squared minus 3, x squared plus 2 equals 0. This is like a quadratic in x squared. Okay, so set this equal to 0, x squared equals negative 2. No real solutions, you get complex solutions. This one, x squared equals 3, so x equals plus or minus radical 3. Okay, number 10. The original was like this: negative 1 less than or equal to 1 minus 4x over 3 less than or equal to 1. Multiply all sides by 3 times 3 times 3 times 3 to cancel this out. Negative 3 less than or equal to 1 minus 4x less than or equal to 3. Subtract 1. Negative 4 is less than or equal to negative 4x less than or equal to 2. Divide by negative 4. You might recall if I divide by a negative number, the inequality symbol reverses temporarily. So positive 1 greater than or equal to x greater than or equal to negative a half. But just quickly switch it back to the more conventional way of writing it with the smaller number on the left, the larger number on the right. So negative 1/2 less than or equal to x less than or equal to 1. So bracket negative 1/2 comma 1 bracket. Okay, finally 11, then I'm done, folks. I'll be done in a minute or two. Okay, so if nobody has any questions, we'll be finished. Same thing for tomorrow. Tomorrow I'll just do 2 exams. You review those. We'll finish early probably. Thursday, same thing. Exams 4 and 5. If you have any questions, I'll take it. Otherwise, we'll finish early. And then we have the final exam on Monday. Okay, yeah, and let me do my focus thing again. Sorry if I didn't do that here. So get the focus. All that. Again, if anybody joined late, please put your name in the chat so I can get you for attendance, because it looks like we may be finished in just a few moments. Okay, so 11, x squared plus x minus 6 is less than 0. Factor x plus 3, x minus 2 is less than 0. So my boundary numbers are negative 3 and a positive 2. You get that by setting this equal to 0, set that equal to 0. So open circle at negative 3, open circle at 2. Negative 3 and 2 do not satisfy the inequality. If I plug in negative 3 here and here, negative 3 plus 3 is 0. 0 times that is 0. It would say 0 is less than 0. That's false. And if I plug in 2 here and here, well, 2 minus 2 here makes this 0. And then 0 times that is 0. Again, it says 0 is less than 0, which is false. If I had the line underneath like this, so if I give you a question in the final where there was a line underneath it, these would both be closed circles. Then I test the point in each of the regions, regions 1, 2, and 3. So I pick a number like negative 4, 0, and 3. So I plug in negative 4. Negative 4 plus 3 is negative 1, that's a negative. Negative 4 minus 2 is negative 6, it's a negative. Negative times a negative is a positive. Is the positive number less than 0? No, that's false. Do not shade in region 1. Plug in 0. 0 plus 3 is 3, positive. 0 minus 2 is a negative 2, negative. Positive times a negative is a negative. Is a negative number less than 0? Yes, that's true. So I shade in region 2. Finally, region 3, I plugged in 3. You could also pick 4 or 5. Okay, plug in 3. 3 plus 3, positive. 3 minus 2, positive. Positive times positive, positive. Is a positive less than 0? No, false. Don't shade in region 3. So the only shaded region is region 2, which I can write as parentheses, negative 3, comma 2. So that's my solution set. And that was exam 1. Okay, so I've shown you exam 6 and exam 1. Look at the video for reviewing that. And yet tomorrow I'll do 2 and 3 and Thursday 4 and 5. That's all you need to do to study for the final exam. Okay, don't go back any other homework. Don't worry about the book anymore. We're done with the book. Okay, so just look at the video to review the exams, and I will give you questions that are just like it for the final exam. Okay, so let me check the chat. I think that's it. So let me do my focus thing, and if anybody has any questions for today, please ask it in the next few seconds. Otherwise, we're finished, folks. We're finished. It's not even what, 11:40, and same thing will happen tomorrow and Thursday most likely. So here's a focus for questions 10 and 11. Okay, again, if you're saying I'm going too fast, again, you've seen this. This is all in your memory. We did it before. And again, it's being recorded. So you can just look at the video and pause and rewind and fast forward as much as you wish. And that is that. Okay, so any other question, folks? Otherwise, that's it. Check the chat. I'll wait for a few moments in case somebody's typing something in the chat. Otherwise, that's it for today. Wait a little longer. Anybody who joined late, please put your name in the chat. Okay, I don't see or hear anything, so we're done, folks. Okay, so have a good day, and we'll see you next time. Okay, bye, everybody.